Hello, guys.
Welcome back to Max and Dad Talk About Metal.
We're back. It's been a while coming.
It's been a long time.
Yep, for a couple months now. Thank you for being so patient. We're back, and we're here today, and we're going to talk about Sepultura.
And Brazilian thrash metal.
Yeah. It's going to be a good episode.
Yeah, Sepultura, probably one of the biggest, or the biggest Brazilian thrash metal band. Probably one of the greatest metal bands in the world in general, really.
Definitely.
Started in 1984 by two Brazilian brothers, Max and Igor Cavalera. Sepultura actually means grave in Brazilian. So they were sort of influenced by a lot of the kind of new wave of British metal, just like a lot of the American and European thrash bands were, like Metallica and Creator and those guys, which were actually starting around the same time.
Metallica, I think, had released an album by then. I think they released Kill 'Em All in '83, so I'd say Sepultura might have heard that and gone
Possibly.
like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, probably pretty influenced by punk as well.
Definitely.
And there is a lot of other Brazilian punk, hardcore, thrash and metal bands in Brazil. It's a huge scene, obviously, because there's a lot of people in Brazil.
Yeah.
So it's a huge scene that a lot of people outside of Brazil are probably not really aware of. Other bands like Sarcófago, which means coffin or sarcophagus in Portuguese, were also very influential. They were one of the first bands to start to wear corpse makeup. So they were a big influence on Norwegian black metal and death metal. So pretty influential, even though quite underground. But I guess Sepultura are really the biggest headliner, internationally known act from Brazil, but also very influential just in metal in general. They their album, which we're going to talk about today, which is Chaos AD, was voted by AllMusic as one of the greatest metal albums of all time, which is a big call, but probably pretty worthy.
It's definitely worth that title.
And so why did you choose Chaos AD, which is actually their fifth album? Why did you choose to focus on this one?
I chose to choose. Yep, definitely. No, I chose this album because I think it's a great album, and it definitely has like everything from hardcore thrash metal to groove metal even.
It's actually probably their first one where they really started to move away from just straight up thrash.
Yes, because their first three albums, like their logo even, like on the front cover of Chaos AD, which got it looking at it here.
Hold it up here.
Yeah. But it's very industrial, so you could even say it could fall into industrial metal.
They were sort of delving into a lot of industrial sort of sounds as well.
Yeah.
And then again, the thing that made them really stand out was incorporating some sort of tribal Brazilian sounds.
Yeah. Like batucada.
Yeah,
which
drumming.
is very common. The very bongos?
Fast drumming.
Yeah, fast drumming. And then on their track Chaos AD, they use like whistles as well. And they like chop all their songs that's on that album and kind of put it into one. If you listen to the song, you'll understand.
It's a massive song.
Yeah.
It's brutal album. Amazing song. Very catchy.
Yeah.
So definitely can see where that sort of groove metal sort of genre started to come from, and which I guess was an influence on bands like Pantera, who sort of went on, took that further later on. Yeah. I don't think it's as big as their Roots album. That is one of their biggest albums. Probably really crossed them over, but they were sort of the last albums as well. It's interesting to note with Max still in the band, who went on to leave the band and was replaced by another singer. So they were the last ones with Max. They were also around the same time when they created another band called Nail Bomb.
Nail Bomb is a punk?
Kind of hardcore punk, really brutal, heavy sound, really cool band as well. Check them out.
Yeah, they're awesome. But the two brothers, Max and Igor Cavalera, from the band, drummer and singer and guitarist. But they went on to make that punk band, so you should go check them out.
Yeah.
Now, who wants to have a guess at where they're most listened to?
Let's see.
This is what we're known for over here, Max and Dad.
Let's just go back here to our Spotify. They've got 1.2 million followers, so pretty big. So, are they big in Mexico City?
Yes.
They are, of course, like every
Number
metal
3.
band, but that's number 3. So they are biggest in
Sao
Paulo, Brazil. Not surprising. So most listens are happening there, followed by the other home of metal in South America, and that's Santiago, Chile.
Yeah.
So big in Mexico still, but big in Brazil as well.
Yeah.
So Sepultura. So have you got a Max's riff to take us out with tonight?
I do have. And the riff I'm going to be playing is Refuse Resist off their Chaos ID album. Another excellent riff.
Cool.
So let's
take
cut
it away,
into that.
I guess. Yeah. And thanks for joining us on our much delayed 4th episode. Make sure you subscribe, so in another few months you might get an alert to watch another video.
Definitely. We'll try keep up.
Yeah. All right.
Hopefully. We'll see what
Let's
happens.
go out with what's the track?
Refuse Resist.
Refuse Resist by Sepultura.
Okay, guys, so now it's time for my riff to take us out. So I've got my guitar here. It's an artist guitar, and I've got it on the bridge pickup. Yep. And I'm just going into a Fender 15-watt frontman, and I've got a wah pedal connected as well, just if you're wondering. So let's get started. Cool. All right. So I'll see you guys next week or next time. Shouldn't make promises. But see ya.